need the companionship of others to thrive in life, and the strength of our relationships has a very big impact on our mental health and happiness. Today, at the Growth Catalyst, we welcome you yet again to the 5th episode with The Move. I'm Levson, your host today, with Mr. Bill Bekunda. Mr. Bill, so much welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for hosting me.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It's always very exciting. It's always a time to learn a lot from each other. Well, today we are tackling a very interesting topic about social media and mental health. We want to understand how is social media affecting mental health in teenagers and young adults. Mr. Bill, tell us what's trending in your world.
In my world, I'm a little bit on the older side. So
Yes.
what is trending now is how to manage post-COVID, how to make money, how to invest, how to change to the new order, as we call it, because work ethics have changed, work approaches have changed. We've seen that even, the work tools, some people are going to be laid off, gadgets are taking over.
Oh, yes.
Computers are going to do some other people's jobs. Others are going to be encouraged to work from home because they've seen the advantage of that. And of course, the no more hula baloo of people excited about driving. And that is what is happening in my world. And all of it is found here on social media.
On social media.
Yes.
So it's a positive aspect for the ones who are using social media the right way.
Yes.
Well, I love the fact that social media has a very, very, very positive impact. But then we have the youths who are using it for the negative, for the negatives. Yes. Now, today, let's talk about the good impact of the social media.
Okay.
I didn't know you. You didn't know me.
Yes.
I saw you online one time, by the way, Mr. Bill Bekunda. And what's that organization you're working with?
Healthy Youth Lifestyle Options. That's my organization.
That's your organization. Yes. And then we had to meet physically. I didn't understand you really well online, but then when we met physically, we created that relationship.
Yes.
Now, we are talking about the strength of relationships. Now, tell us about the goodness of social media.
Okay, to understand social media, especially before even, I just want to get from the social media some information which would be helpful to understand what social media, the impact it has. So this is a very short statement. Social media is a big part of many teenagers' lives, and these are just teenagers. A 2018 Pew Research Center survey of nearly 750 13 to 17-year-olds found that 45% of them, 13 to 17-year-olds, are online almost constantly. That means the bigger part of when they are awake. If they are not eating, if they are not bathing, they are online.
Yes.
And 97% use social media platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. Yes, that shows a big percentage of these people. 97% are on social media. Yes, 45% on social media from morning till morning. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And teenagers like staying awake at night.
Oh, yes.
If I use my own experience.
Yes.
So that is the impact that it has. Now, social media can be a very, very good tool.
That's true.
It can build you. It can, like you said, connect you. I will say I like this topic because mainly I have grown from using social media. When I started in 2014, yes, I started in 2014. Before that, everything I had done had failed. It was in 2014 when I started rebuilding. And this is how I started. I am an alcoholic in long-term recovery.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's been a long, long time. I don't drink, I don't smoke. Yes? So I'm in recovery. And then I wanted to understand everything about alcohol and why it has been overpowering me for these years, for all this time. And so I needed a place where I could, refresh myself and write what I knew. And at the time, I had a computer. So what I did was, everything I would read about underage drinking, because I started drinking when I was a child, when I was a teenager. Everything I started learning about it, I would write on a page. I called the page Stop Underage Drinking Uganda. And it was a way of understanding,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
what do I remember? So I would write what I would read on that page.
Yeah.
And people started taking interest on that page.
Mm.
You know, reading about underage drinking, what is this that this guy is talking about?
Yes.
And guess what? I got a call, Bill, I have got somebody who has a problem.
Yes.
My son, my brother's son, my neighbor.
Oh, yes.
Can you please come and talk to them? From my page.
Oh, yes.
Next thing that happened was, can you come to our school and speak to these schools?
Yes.
I think that's where Derek found me
Yes.
from the move.
Mm.
And he also called me to go and, because I had never met him, but he says, oh, I've been following your work. And the next thing he's taking me to a camp, he's taking me to, you know,
Yes.
and that is social media. That is the positive bit of it.
Yes.
As I was learning, I didn't even understand it much. I started getting exposure. People started seeing value in it. And that I realized it can no longer just be a page. It needs to be something.
Oh, yes.
That is how I started the organization to encompass it. Not only underage drinking, but addictions in general. Because underage drinking led me to becoming an addict.
Oh, yes.
So what did I need to do to start? Healthy youth lifestyle options. Options for the youth to live a better life.
Oh, yes.
It also started as a page. Then by 2017, I realized it is more than just a page, because people are calling me, I need a central point to pull my resources, and it became registered.
Registered. Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good.
And now it is fully blown. Are you seeing what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
All that started from social media, and it can actually build someone, especially in the age of, as we've seen, the younger people are glued on it. 97% use either Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, or other.
So,
78, before we finish, 78% of Ugandans are youth.
true.
They use.
Social media. That's true.
So if you use it right, you will make good friends, you will make good business deals, opportunities will come to you, and it can actually build your life.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Now, I love the fact that to the viewers, you talked about discovery. I see discovery with care, because you'll discover a lot of things, but again, with care. You need to be very intentional of what you really want to find.
Yes.
Yes. So it's a source of discovery. It's a source of valuable information. And again, it's an outlet for creativity and self-expression. So you were able to express yourself on social media, and the audience was able to pick you up from there,
Yes.
which is a very good positive impact.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about the youths who are using social media in a bad way and linking it to the impact of mental health in their lives. And most of them don't even realize that they have mental health.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, when I'll go back to the statistics that I read here
Yes.
from social media again, yeah, and here it says 45% of the teenagers ages 13 to 17. This is a survey of 750 young people who are teenagers between the age of 13 to 17. They found that 45%, that is almost half of them,
Yeah.
that is half of 750.
Yes.
That's almost 400 people. Yes, 400 of those teenagers were using it 90% of the day.
90% of the day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Very big number.
that in itself is a problem. How does it become a problem? That is when you become dependent on it. You need it to feel good. It is just like any other addiction. When somebody takes a drink, an alcoholic drink, smokes weed, takes opioids, or whatever other drugs they choose, even these pharmaceutical drugs, and they need them to feel a certain way, they become addicted. When it is a substance, that becomes a substance use disorder. When
Substance use disorder.
yes, when
Mark
it
that.
when it is an emotion,
Yes.
that becomes an impulse control. You need it. You find that how many of us can actually put our phones away for 3 days?
Impossible.
Okay, if you forget your phone at home,
You have to go back and get it.
I mean, all of us. Think
Yes.
of it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
You feel like you've missed something. Now, if you become attached to it and you find that I am not comfortable, I cannot even work or operate normally because I left my phone at home, it is a problem. You get distracted, your productivity is reduced.
That's true.
Instead of concentrating on your work, you're concentrating on what you are missing, which is not as important as the work you're actually supposed to be doing.
True.
So if I forget my phone at home, I should be like, eh, thank God I've left the phone. I'm not going to be disturbed.
Going to concentrate.
You see what I'm saying?
Me, when I want to concentrate, I have to switch off Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yes, because I'll be distracted by the incoming.
So basically, you see where the problem can begin.
Yes.
And that is at a lighter level. At another level is when you start accessing the wrong content. I was reading, because I was doing an interview with NTV Uganda, and I was asked a certain question. And the question was related to pornography. And I pulled out a survey which showed that the users for porn sites have more than doubled during this period of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Because people are at home, people are idle, others couldn't access their girlfriends or boyfriends. You see what I'm saying? There was so much going on. Others, it is just a relief.
True.
It went up, okay? Now, when you're using it for that, this is, and I'm going to specifically give you an example about pornography and its effects, right? When you attach the image to your brain, a pornographic image, it becomes the desire you need. And there is something about self-gratification. When the desire builds, you need to feel it. So you start using your hands. You start being creative.
True.
It develops into masturbation, right?
True.
Now, when you start masturbating, you masturbate using an image. And the more you watch it, the more you try to perfect the image of your desire.
That's true.
So now, especially for the young ones, let me start with that, because the older ones usually you've crossed a line where you don't go back to that. But now you have created an image of perfection that you want. And you get it exactly the way you want it.
The way you want it, true.
When you meet a person, say you'll meet her today, you like her, or she will like him, and you kick it off, you become happy, and let's imagine you engage when the time is right. You will not be satisfied because she does not meet the criteria of your expectations.
Your expectation, true.
When
You're
you're
imaginative.
Yes, when you're having sex with her, she doesn't do it exactly the way you want. When you are masturbating, you do it exactly the way you want.
That's true.
So you become dependent on the masturbation.
That's true.
It corrupts your brain. You now start losing touch with human beings. You now recline. It becomes an obsession. Addiction is an obsession. When you get the obsession, it will take you back to where I was telling you the other week about when you lose your keys, how uncomfortable do you become? Are you seeing what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you need to masturbate to feel good. And I have even read where they say that a man can sleep with his wife, and after that he has to finish off himself
Again.
because he has that image implanted in his brain.
I have a friend who has that problem, by the way. She called me.
Yes.
Yes. Every time they make up to the husband, the husband goes somewhere
and finishes off. Exactly.
Yes, it
because it is built. And you see, you're getting now today, pornography is not far away.
That's true. Now, on that very point, pornography is not far away. I should say I'm a little disappointed about Facebook. The times we joined Facebook, Facebook could take time to even approve your account. You could load a profile picture and it would show you the eligibility criteria of a profile picture. Once it found that your profile picture was abusive, the content you load is abusive, pornographic, it would block your account. But nowadays, you can upload anything on Facebook.
Yes.
So I pity parents who let their children, their teenagers, open up Facebook accounts.
How do you control it? The gadget is in my hands. I don't have to put my face there as a profile picture for you to know it's me. Here the question is, are you 18 and above, for instance, for certain sites? You put yes. What verification method is there? It's not like walking to a bar and they look at you and say, no, you show your ID. You look young. Because of that, here it is between you and the gadget. What you say is what matters. So with the gadget, these young people can access anything.
Anything, true.
So the only way to disassociate them from that is not providing the gadget.
Exactly.
But another problem comes in. You don't give a gadget, your best friend's child has got the gadget. And they share it. oh, I have my accounts, oh, I want likes, and we have seen young people committing suicide because they have taken nudes and then they have been shared, and there are so many things that happen. That is the negative part. Controlling the gadget is very, very difficult. It needs agreement between adults, between parents especially, to monitor. We are going back to where we started from. Monitor, give boundaries, and
control.
Yes, they have to make sure that at least starting from their home and amongst their peers, they are doing something about it.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So it is a very difficult thing to get a mobile unit and control it. A mobile unit which has got everything on it. Facebook, you will find what you want to find on it. Are you seeing what I'm saying? But even what you don't want to find, you will scroll and it will come on its own.
Exactly.
WhatsApp groups. I am on a WhatsApp group of my OBs. We are all different people. There are some who are born again, and there are others who are
pagans, I should say.
Let me not call names. Yes.
Different denominations.
So one is sharing this content, another one is sharing this content, another one wants to influence the other one is bashing the other, and it's up to you to get off or stay on, depending on what you want to do there. So I am on a group where they actually share content that I even fear my phone to be somewhere where my daughter can land on it anytime. But because I need to find a way of influencing them there in that space. If I leave them, there'll be nobody to put checks and balances. So I'll question, why are you doing this? This is not good. How would you like your daughter to see? You see what I'm saying? And then they'll bash you, but then you'll get support. No, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. So basically, we are saying that there is a merge of so many things that we are dealing with.
That's true.
And that is when we turn to God, my friend.
Exactly.
That is when we turn to God.
Exactly. Now, the youths, you're sharing very good information.
Yes.
There is something called FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Yes.
And the youths are facing this a lot. It is what pushes them to get this gadget, like you shared. A friend has another friend who has a gadget, and then they don't have a gadget, so they fear missing out.
Yes.
They feel, in fact, they feel the people who are on social media have a better life.
Yes.
Than them who are not on social media, so they fear missing out.
Yes.
Kindly talk about that.
You see, social media is a life of lies. Nobody posts, except if it is for fun matters, nobody posts the negative.
Exactly.
In fact, you will be annoyed. You're fighting with each other. And then someone says, let's take a selfie. And you'll see the smiles coming out.
That's true. That's true.
Are you seeing what I'm saying? If I do it myself, what about others?
That's true.
So you come from being hungry, you enter a restaurant, and you take a picture of the good life. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. There is a lot of deception there. And like I said, on a gadget, you cannot control it. We just have to educate people about it. And this usually starts in homes, it starts in churches where we have access to people, in mosques, wherever it is that you happen to be. It starts in your community. 1, 2 people talk about these things and other people get educated about them. Otherwise, it is a time bomb that we are sitting on.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true. So you need to mark this, that few people or rarely people share their low points. Now, if you think people are living better lives on social media, no, they are not. They have their, Yes, okay. Are you familiar with cyberbullying?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I've actually had a full session of this at Gayaza High School. Basically, the topic was bullying, but cyberbullying had not been part of it. It had been mentioned, but it wasn't discussed. And so I had to come up and discuss it. Cyberbullying is peer pressure.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It is pressure. Bullying actually is pressure. You apply pressure on somebody to make them do what you want them to do or to humiliate them, whichever it is. See what I mean? So cyberbullying is, number one, it can start as simply as, how can you not have many likes? You're fake. I mean, if you're talking about young people. Do whatever it takes to get likes. If it means I show my leg, I will show it. If it means I go topless, I will show it. Depending on the influence and the opportunity you have to do it. Let's go a little bit back. the brain of a teenager starts developing the prefrontal cortex, the front part of the brain, which deals with reasoning and judgment, thinking about consequences and what happens in the future. You see what I'm saying? Because of that, there is still a lot of confusion. They are discovering new things. They are willing to take risks. They are just beginning to understand life. They are ready to take risks. So now, it comes in that I need to make appearances. And it's no longer about making appearances on the school compound. It is making appearances on my gadget. There is also cyberbullying of, say for instance, sexting. You've heard of that?
Yeah.
Texting about sex and sharing nudes and all that. And they put you under pressure that if you don't do it, you cannot be part of a certain group.
That's true.
And you want to be part of the certain group. In my time, because there was not enough social media, it was about the cool guys. When I started drinking, I was not stressed. I was not from a poor family that I needed help. I was none of those things. My buddies just said, Bill, come and see how we do it. You don't even have to drink. Just come and be with us. And I felt good that the guys who have the best shoes, the best t-shirts, who, hey, you know, we used to dress up with collars up, cutting our hair in crazy ways with lines. I was like, these guys want me. And so I go with them. And I wanted to just sit with them and give them a lecture after, saying, you guys, how can you do this? This thing smells. But then, when I see them getting courage and changing, I'm like, for today, let me take. For today, for that day, I took a sip. My life never became the same again. It was like the Holy Spirit had fallen upon me. And my life, I mean, I was happy, I was excited, I was courageous. The consequences I couldn't see, my grades dropped.
Oh, yeah.
Suspension came in my senior 4.
Yes.
Expulsion in my senior 6. When I started, it was just because I felt good. When it reached that point of expulsion, I couldn't control myself. Same here. Cyberbullying. Okay, because of the pressure, let me just do it. You take a picture in your bra and you see 1,000 likes in one day. Why won't I go topless?
That's true.
When you see so-and-so slept with so-and-so, groupies and things of that nature, why won't I go for it? If everybody is sitting on the table with a drink, why not? You see, the bullying does not have to be harsh. It can also be coercive.
That's true.
And they lure you in. You say a serpent. A serpent, a snake, it doesn't come shouting that I am coming. No. There's only one which even beats like drums. It's a rattlesnake, but makes some good sound. But it will come slithering on the floor, hiding, and you just say, yeah, choop. That is the snare.
So the youth and young adults, please, cyberbullying will only bring emotional scars in your life. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not worthy. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not enough. You are perfect the way you are. Okay, as we wind up, the University of Pennsylvania found out that the youths, the percentages that you mentioned, the youths who are frequent on social media have the most lonely lives. Yes. How is this connected?
You see what social media does? I come from a family. And ever since we started using a WhatsApp group, we stopped meeting. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like the one who is in America is right here, because I will talk to her every day. So you get content with that. So there is less physical contact and there is more physical distancing. As long as I know you are fine. Now it is videos. I share a video. They say, hey, Bill, we saw you. You didn't see me. Yeah. I get what I'm saying. Yes. So you find people are isolated and they are now so becoming self-absorbed. When you limit social connection with the physical involved, you become self-obsessed. You increase, what is the word? I keep forgetting it. The inferiority complex increases. Because on the phone, I will tell you I am okay and I'll take a good picture.
That's true.
When it is live,
that's true.
It is different. Some people hate themselves when they are not in a picture.
That's true.
Today we have filters. How many pictures on Snapchat do you see without filters? Now, how do I appear in person? I become less confident about myself because of what the filter is doing. The people who made the filters, they are not bothered about your mental health. They are bothered about earning money.
That's true.
So if my priority is to earn money, I'll do anything to get more people involved, regardless of how it affects them.
True.
Like how they sell fast food here. People of chicken and chips, they don't like me anymore, some of them. Because I tell them they are selling poison. And then the question is, this is not a good topic. Anyway, the question is, what you are selling, does it enable a person to avoid the hospital, or does it enable the person to end up in hospital? If the answer is it enables you to get into hospital, then it's a bad thing to sell. You can as well sell nutrition. You see what I mean? Then someone will say, that is paradoxical. You don't understand life. You have to survive. Yes, you have to survive. So why don't you just get a person and shoot him direct? Why do you have to go through corners and give him junk? You try and sell potatoes. It's not about monetary gain. When it is about what I must get monetarily, then it affects what my goal is. You see what I'm saying? So this isolation that it causes builds most especially low self-esteem. With low self-esteem, now even when you're going out to meet people, you become anxious. The anxiety slowly builds into depression because you don't feel worthy enough. Your mental health is already being disturbed. When you don't feel comfortable about yourself, what do? People end up going to look for substances that will enable them feel better about themselves. Some take pharmaceutical drugs, some take illicit drugs or illegal drugs, some take licit but dangerous drugs, others take alcohol, cannabis, name it. They're all drugs, but we put them. Others go into destructive behaviors like gambling because they distract you from reality. And there is instant gratification. You get a rush. So you'll be like, let me go gamble. If I have 1K, I'm not feeling good about myself. It is a one-on-one, you and the machine, or you and the football game. You go put your paper, put there. If you get, you get. If you don't, you'll be like, aha, I missed because of this. Let me go back. So it leads to self-destruction. Either you end up getting an impulse control disorder, or you end up getting a substance use disorder. And that is the trend, basically, and unfortunately.
So social media can never be a replacement for real-life human connections. We need the connections of others to alleviate stress and be happier and fit in society. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for watching us. The Move. This is the Growth Catalyst again. Thank you so much, Mr. Bill Gakonda.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Yes, anytime. So watch out our next episode and we'll be happy to be with you. Thank you so much.